Hello, everyone, and welcome to this call on healthy mind. And today being a very special day because today we are celebrating the World Mental Health Day, something which was stigmatized many decades. People looked at mental health as something that is forbidden. People with depression or mental illnesses are the only ones who can approach a mental health professional. Or mental health profession is not sustainable. You name it, and the list continues. The myths that people had about mental health were like quite many. I won't say that now we are seeing the golden time, but yes, people have started becoming more aware and more present to the current needs, the current stresses that they have. And basis on their awareness, they are valuing their own mental health. And that's why we all have gathered today to understand the concept of mental health and healthy mind. So, how's the agenda going to be like? Is we will be just understanding the questions, your perceptions about mental health. If you have any questions, please ask. I do have something to share with you with regards to healthy mind. How can we attain a healthy life state, which will always be a fluctuating? We cannot always have a healthy mindset because there are times when things unfold in a very different way. There are uncertainties that we have to face. And in such moments where circumstances are very challenging, the way we cope up all depends upon how have we trained our mind, how have we worked with ourselves, and that's when the mental health aspect comes. We cannot be happy all 24/7, but how can we maintain a healthy life state despite the challenges around us is all about healthy mind, and that's exactly what we will be discussing. But before I share my tools, I would like to take the questions. Riddhi, I guess you can start because there are some questions which people have sent. Without taking their names, you can ask the question.
Hi. So, basic question to start with, what exactly is mental health?
It's a very interesting question. I would like to correlate mental health with physical health. We all have a body, and we cannot function without a body, obviously. Imagine we don't have bodies and only our souls are moving all around. We won't be able to see each other, we won't be able to hang out with each other. So our physical body requires stamina, it requires energy, it requires agility, it requires flexibility. And once it has all of it, we call it a healthy toned body. Just like that, our mind also requires nurturance, also requires attention. So, mental health is all about being aware, paying attention to your emotions, to your thoughts, to your perceptions, to your attitude, to your experiences. Because all of this entails our human mind. The experiences that we have had since childhood has made our identity. We are who we are based on our experiences, good or bad. There are certain things that we have left. There are certain things that we have taken along with us and we have carried it with us, and it has been a foundation for us when we are designing our value system, which we keep on redesigning as we grow, as we evolve. But our past experiences, our thoughts, our perceptions are all a part of our mind. And for that, we need to be highly self aware, highly emotionally intelligent, and most importantly, aligned with the needs of our mind. Now, that is mental health. I won't be giving a textbook definition because there is no textbook definition. A lot of people look at it differently, but the simplest way of understanding mental health is this: paying attention, being more aware about your emotions, about your thoughts, about your actions is mental health.
Thank you so much for this question. I mean, enlightened really well. Next question is, when should one approach a mental health
One
professional?
second, Prithvi, just one second. Just hold on, please. Because you're asking me the second question, I would just like to first understand from others in case if they have questions, because you saw the topic, healthy mind. And meanwhile, Riddhi, I would request you to go on mute, please.
Yes.
You all saw the topic. There must be something that made you log in today for today's webinar. So do you have any questions? Because this needs to be interactive, and after 15 minutes, I will be sharing the tools. So if you have questions, except Riddhi, you can ask. Or any point that you would like me to throw light on.
Well, for me, I don't have a question, but it's just that as you grow older, your mindset becomes different. And is there any way in which you have to like adapt or be more mindful in a different way, or it's the same?
That's
Because now there are like more uncertainties that crop up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so because things are changing, things around us are changing. When we talk about how do we deal with all of these things, and from the perspective of mental health, the only concept that comes to my mind, and before I share that, I would request you to go on mute, please.
Yeah.
Is all about being resilient. The level of tolerance that a person may have at the age of 9, 19, 39, 59, and 79 will be different. So I'm not making a statement here that a 19-year-old will be more tolerant than a 59-year-old. It's all about the experiences and how we conduct ourselves. But in the times where we are living in a Bani world is a world where the world is very brittle. The world is very non-linear. The world is highly anxious. The world is incomprehensible. This is a term which has been devised by an economist. He addresses our current world. The world post-pandemic is a Barney world. We can't fathom what's going to happen next. The metaverse is on the rise, artificial intelligence, and maybe we are from a generation where we had not even seen cell phones when we were kids. And then now we have to deal with these millennials who talk different lingos, and we need to understand what are they trying to say, what are they trying to communicate. That doesn't mean what they're saying has no value. And because we have seen a life, we have experienced life, we have more value. In any ways, in any situation, one of the core element is how can one be more resilient? And resilience is usually correlated with challenges. It's like a bouncing back tendency. But if we look at resilience in depth, resilience is all about being relevant. I may have a mindset, I may have a thought process, and it worked for me up until now. But looking at the situation, today's situation, am I making sense to the people whom I am having a dialogue with? Am I able to come across relevant to them? And when I'm saying relevant, what do I mean? Am I being updated about the current matters that are happening, not just worldwide, but otherwise in the techno area or in some other arena where I have to have more conversations with people? Am I updated? Am I flexible with my thought process? That means I may not agree with Riddhi. I may absolutely disagree with her, but do I have the flexibility to accommodate her point of view? Just hearing her out. Do I have the potential to be empathetic towards her without being in agreement with her? That also counts under resilience. How can I be more resilient? So, this is one concept that needs to be worked upon. It is a muscle that we are developing, it's an ongoing thing. But as we grow old, and not from age wise, as we grow old in our experiences also, resilience also needs to be grown. So I think that is how I would look at this. I hope
That's a perfect, yeah. You've really come out with what I wanted, because this is the struggle. Yes, it's definitely a struggle, but it's like worth, because I'm sure that will really bring a better harmony. And yes, I totally.
Absolutely. And then when we have resilience with us, then comes our assertiveness. We are more assertive. We set boundaries. All these terms are very new age terms. I can say this for myself. Earlier, we never had this concept of I'm guarding my boundaries. Or you're encroaching my territory. Please, I need some distance. People were not so vocal about their emotional needs.
Spot on. Yeah, we really need to be more assertive. which yes, each one
Yeah.
has to kind of develop. Yeah, thank you.
Most welcome, most welcome. So this is again a part of mental health, which we all are learning in progress. We all are students, so we haven't got it all, we haven't cracked it. But resilience is something that is a muscle that we all need to develop. Yes, I can see a hand raised. Yes, I can take one question.
Ma'am, since when you mentioned resilience and we all need to learn resilience, because on the same page, I want to ask, there are things that it is so difficult. We are with the term we are very used to it. That is habit.
I'm sorry,
How is it?
I can't hear you. Can you please repeat? Your voice was feeble.
Is it clear now?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Since we have been living with our behavior, with our emotions for the age that we have grown into, we have developed something called habit.
Yeah.
So how do we unlearn our habit and accept the resilience over there?
It would be nice if you could be little more specific what kind of habits, because there are different kinds of habits that we form. Some habits are contributive, some habits are destructive.
So probably a destructive habit that is affect like self-loathing probably. So you're constantly self-loathing or being if anybody judges you, you get easily hurt or it affects your self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know it is wrong for you, but however you have developed a habit that to victimize yourself over the time again and again. So how do you unlearn that process?
That's an interesting and a very, very amazing question asked. Thank you so much. And I love that one word that you said, and that is victim. Many a times people don't even realize that they are playing the victim card. They don't even realize it. They are so habituated. They're so habituated, and they're trying to portray an image that poor me. I am the one, the recipient of the injustice that has been done on me. I am the one who is so helpless in this situation. Help me, help me, help me, help me, or give me some sympathy. Now, all of these things are happening at a subconscious level. The person may not even be present with the fact that he or she is playing the victim part. The second possibility could be that the person is aware that, yes, I don't know whether this term is victim or not victim, but something is wrong. The way I respond to the situations is not healthy because I wallow in the anxiety for too long. I dwell in that sad phase for too long, and that is not okay with me. If you have the awareness of this state of mind, the first thing is that you are in a good place. You have done your diagnosis, and you must acknowledge and appreciate yourself for that. My request is please go on mute because we are recording this call and there might be some disturbance. So yeah, thank you. So that's the very first step. The diagnosis needs to happen. Once you have diagnosed this, then you need to understand what is the cause of this problem. Why are you playing the victim card? Now it's a quite a complex topic, and I'll do justice to answer this in a little bit time frame that I've got. The very first thing is you need to deep dive. And over here, I would like to quote Buddha, Gautam Buddha, who's also addressed as Shakyamuni Buddha. And Buddha once said that transform yourself and the world will get transformed. And that's how it is. We are vested in the outcome when we are dealing with people, when we are in relationships, and it could be professional relationships or personal relationships, but we like to get vested in the outcome. What outcomes are we looking out for? Outcomes to be liked, to be involved, to be included, to be respected, not judged. These are the outcomes that we want. And fair enough, we all are humans. The Maslow's theory of motivation, it says that these are the needs, these are the human needs, and there's nothing wrong in striving for it. But at what cost? And where are these needs coming from? The needs are coming from some space in your life which is unfulfilled by you. If you are not validating yourself, if you are not appreciating yourself, if you are not believing in yourself, then you will look for validation outside of you. And I would like to share a personal experience here with all of you. So a couple of years ago, I used to be very, very happy and excited on my birthdays. I'm any which ways a very happy person, so I like to enjoy and celebrate my birthdays. But a couple of years ago, I used to be a drama queen. I used to play the victim card. If someone had to give me an award, if there were any award functions for victim cards, I think I would have won at least second or third position on victim cards. I used to play a victim card a lot. So I used to remember, so this couple of years ago, I remember this incident that I used to wait for people to surprise me. Oh, what are they doing for me? Where are they planning the party? What gifts am I getting? And I used to ask my best friend, okay, who all are coming? I hope the guest list is ready. I hope the venue is planned. And in all of these planning that I used to get involved in, my only core need is that these many people who are there on my guest list should show up. They should wish me no matter what. I should be given flowers. I should be wished happy birthday at 12 in the night. They should give me surprise. And if any one of them wouldn't turn up on my birthday party, I used to feel very affected. I said, Ray, how can you not come for my party? Come on, I am inviting you. And I used to feel extremely dejected. That's the word. And despite learning psychology and all of these were the things that I used to go through. And then I started realizing, of course, a lot of self-work went into it. A lot of coaching went into it. And then I started realizing, this is not what I really want. What I really want is to be extremely happy, elated, excited, irrespective of who is with me and who is not with me. The ones who are not with me, the ones who are jealous of me, I'm blessing them. The ones who are with me, I'm expressing gratitude. Thank you, life, that I have these people. Now, this conviction a person can only have when that person believes in herself. Now, I'm not saying that I have arrived. I'm still work in progress. But victim card is a habit that and that to a destructive habit that we need to consciously eradicate. So the moment we start to realize that I'm playing the victim card, it's like the alert alarm should go into your mind and say, okay, stop. What are my thoughts? What am I thinking? Okay, I'm thinking like this. How is it helping me? Is it helping me? Is it not helping me? Okay, it is not helping me. How does it make me feel? First, focus on how you're feeling, because victim card habit will never make you feel good. It will never make you feel happy. It will always make you feel anxious, sad, depressed, hopeless. So understand your feelings. And then maybe you can track your thoughts. And maybe one of the greatest way of also debunking, or I would say desensitizing yourself from this habit of victim card, is to write down your thoughts. Just pen down your thoughts. If you are angry at someone, extremely angry at something, and it's a genuine reason for you to get angry, someone has been very nasty with you for no reason, then write down what's coming in your mind. Because as you write your thoughts and read it again, you will realize, 4, 5, 6 thoughts are full of victim cards. I'm saying, oh, because I have no choice, I had to put up with this person, I had to. All your sentences will start with I had to, or something similar to that. I didn't have a choice. What else can I do? But everything is leading you to a very choiceless, helpless zone where victims stay, where victims thrive. So when you pen down your thoughts, you realize I'm playing the victim. So that is the first way in which you become aware. That alarm goes off. When you write down, you become aware of your thoughts. And then the second step is to work on those thoughts. Perhaps you could seek some help. You could undergo some coaching sessions, and we'll be talking about it in a bit. So overall, if I were to say how to deconstruct your destructive habit, then first is by being aware of it, penning down. So it could be journaling. That's the best way. But more than journaling, the word that I would like to use is catharsis. Just write it down. You'll feel a little better. You'll feel more relaxed. And then looking out for ways to seek support. Does that help in some way?
Yes, thank you so much. I think that is exactly what I was looking for or wanted to learn from you. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, most welcome. And victim card is something that people play a lot. So sometimes we play the victim card, and sometimes we come across people who are playing the victim card. So many a times when, not my clients, of course, my clients I deal very differently, but when I meet people and when they gossip, and when they're gossiping, they don't realize the transition has happened from gossiping to whining, to cribbing. Oh, this is happening, that is happening, no calls, no this, no that. And I just sit back and I say, Khatam karo apna. This is going to take time. The show time is going to be like for 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't interrupt because the person has not asked for help. The person maybe just wants to vent out. So there is no need to go and give advice and to go and give help when people are not asking for it. Victims don't like it. They'll get very ruffled. Who's asking you for your advice? Shut up. Just listen to me. So be very careful when you're dealing with victims also. If they want to be a victim, their choice, their life, let them be a victim. There will be a wake up call for them. They will wake up and they'll start working on them. But if that person is someone who's very dear to you, you have a very close bond with that person, then perhaps you could go and show them the mirror that this is what my observation about you is, that I think you're playing the victim. Why don't you seek some support, some help? So that is when you're being a true friend, a true mentor, or a true caring, whoever, whatever relationship that you're sharing with that person. You're being very honest with that person. So depending on what relation you have, try out these things. Yeah.
However, as you mentioned, we are so used to sometimes people are so used to do from gossip to whining. They don't understand a thin line when they there's a transition happening over there because the emotions are overwhelming. They're overwhelmed. They're feeling for so long. The period is quite long. However, how is it possible for, what are the techniques that we can help them to unlearn this habit?
They need to seek some professional support.
Okay.
They certainly need to seek some professional support, or if you are a mental health professional, then I think sell your services. A lot of times people shy away. How can I go and tell them? Why not? That's your job. Imagine someone is having chest pain and the person who he's talking to is a surgeon, and he's a cardiologist. So he will go and tell, okay, if not me, at least go and get these tests done. I'm recommending you these hospitals. I'm recommending you these doctors. Go and see a doctor. That is how a cardiologist will work. So why a mental health professional should not respond in the same way? If you are a mental health professional and someone has come to you and you're being aware that there's a pattern, these people are whining, then, and if you have that kind of bond where you can afford to be honest and your honesty will be received well, these are all the prereqs, by the way, which I have listed down, then go ahead and recommend them either your services or somebody else's services. Let's say you are not a mental health professional, but you have identified this pattern, then look at a comfortable time zone where you can connect, call for a meeting. This shouldn't be done through a passing by conversation. You have to sit the person, sit that person and make the person sit and explain that person that, this is what my observation is, and make sure that your conversation doesn't reflect any of the judgments. You don't have any judgment, but the other person may perceive as if, oh, are you judging me? Do you think I'm playing the victim card? I'm being Miss Bichari, Mr. Bichara. They might get offended. So be very mindful of the words that you use. Structure your conversation, structure your message before you're talking to people, even if they are your best friends, family members, your spouse, your child, whatever it is. You should not offend them. The message needs to be delivered with utmost care. So once you do that, it's like a small confrontation that you're doing, and then ask their permission. Hey, I would like to suggest you some things which will help you to get out of this, or which will help you to be more happy, to be more relaxed, to be less anxious. May I? And if only if they allow you to share the recommendation, should you share. Otherwise, you should not. Just for fun, never tell anyone. This is a famous saying by Gary Douglas, who is a founder of Access Consciousness. And I quite love his quote, just for fun, never tell anyone. We Indians, and I'm just quoting India here because we all are Indians, and this is a pattern in India, we like to give free advice when it is not asked for. One should not give. That's my take.
Thank you. That's a lovely explanation and a beautiful end and beautiful message to share.
Sure. Super. So we have actually 1 minute. I can take one more question, and then if you can permit me, I can extend this call by 5 more minutes, and I'll give you the tools which I had planned for today's session. Does that work? In case if you have to drop off, because if you have a hard stop at 9:30, you can, the recording will reach you. A thumbs up would help, a digital thumbs up. Super, super. All right, Riddhi, maybe you can shoot the next question, please.
Yeah, actually, the second question of when should one approach a mental health professional? I think the resilience and the victim part, you just answered it.
It has,
And
it really has, yeah.
yeah, so
But I would still
again,
like to take that question, and I'm just going to quickly answer that. So, when can one approach a mental health professional? This is just for your information, in case if somebody comes and asks you. So,
sure.
there are different types of mental health professionals. People don't know about the different categories. One is a psychiatrist with an MD degree, with an MDS degree. Then one is a psychologist, one is a clinical psychologist, one is a coach, a life skills coach. So there are different categories, and all encompasses under one umbrella of mental health. So you need to identify what your needs are. So let's say if you're struggling with being disciplined, being consistent, or if your area of struggle is not being assertive, or your area of struggle is not having harmonious relationships, perhaps you need a coach or a counselor. You don't need a psychiatrist. But let's say you are having anxiety bouts, you are constantly crying, you don't feel, you have lost appetite, and you don't feel like socializing, you're ghosting people. In such a scenario, it's better for you to see a clinical psychologist, because they will be using some psychotherapist which a life skills coach won't be using. So that is a major difference. If you are feeling depressed for a considerable amount of time, then these are symptoms of clinical depression, chronic depression, sorry, not clinical depression, chronic depression. That is a time you need to approach a psychiatrist. But for basic struggles, you need a coach, you need a counselor. Counseling is not for big emotional issues. You're having a breakup, you just want to gather yourself up, you just want someone to listen to you and guide you. Guidance is again very important word that I've used here. If you just want someone to listen to you, you can go to your friends. But if you want someone to listen to you and give you guidance and handhold you, because you can't walk, you have lost all the perspective, the energy, then perhaps you need a counselor or a coach. And maybe very soon I'll be doing one more call just to explain the difference between counseling and coaching. But we'll keep that topic for some other day. Yeah. So Riddhi, we can go for the next question, the last one.
Yes, this is the third question and the last one. How should one attain mental health?
It's a lifelong process, as again Shakyamuni Buddha says, Gautam Buddha says that everyone is born as Buddha, but the journey to the enlightenment of Buddhahood takes a lifetime. So attaining mental health, mental well-being is a lifelong journey. But when you are on that journey, what are some of the things that you can invest your time and energy into is what I would like to address. And here is my perspective on this. The first thing is, be very aware and review your life. It's important for you to review your goals, your emotions, your thoughts, your perspectives, your attitude. The first question that was asked by someone on this call, that how can we be relevant because things are changing, we're living in a very uncertain world. So you can do all of that by reviewing. Reviewing is very important. We review our performance, we review our weight reduction. So we have a diet plan, we have a weight plan, and we review it. Where have I reached? We measure it. Usually people think that only tangible things can be measured, intangible things can't be measured. That's a fallacy. When you're working on your mental health, there are a lot of intangible goals, but in your mind, you can make it more specific. Let me give you an example to support what I'm trying to say. Let's say my goal is to become less angry. It's a still a vague kind of a goal, but we can make it more specific by now reviewing the goal. Okay, what do I mean by being less angry? That means not reacting to A, B, C triggers. That is less angry for Neha. Now, this is my goal. Now, if this is my goal, how I want to measure my progress? I need to have some plan of action, right? So for that, either I approach a professional. If not, then I can read some books. There is so much of material online these days. I can pick some video or subscribe to some newsletter and get the information out of it and track my progress. Okay, these are my triggers. How am I responding to it? What are my people around me have to say about my interaction with them? So my progress indicator will be the shift in my relationships. So I have to look at that. Are people more comfortable with me? Are people wanting to interact with me more? Are they distancing or are they coming closer to me? So basis on all of this, I'll realize, okay, I'm doing a good job. I'm being less angry now. So goal ticked. So now second goal. So if you want to attain mental health, the first thing is review. Review your life, review your goals, review your desires, review your needs. The needs that you may have had when you were 21, by 35, your needs will change. You don't need to hold on to the same needs. Your needs will change. There will be few needs which will be unmet, but you will be okay with it. So it's important for you to review. That's the first concept. The second concept is all about being relaxed. That is how you can also attain the mental health, the mental well-being. What do I mean by that? In the times of a challenging situation, when situation is very difficult, your mind is having many thoughts. There is a flood of thoughts, and you can't figure out what decision should you be making. In such situations, it's important for you to relax. So one is review, second is relax. Relax your mind. And this needs to be a habit. Whenever people go to a yoga class, the ones who are enthusiastic, they will love to do different kind of asanas, this asana, that asana. And someone would say, hey, you know what? I just love one asana, and that is Shavasana. And people make fun of them. On a lighter note, it's fine. But honestly, Shavasana is the best asana. It is the best asana, and people undermine the importance of Shavasana. Shavasana is so relaxing. It's so relaxing. Shavasana doesn't mean sleeping. There's a big difference between the two. Shavasana is letting yourself loose. So when you are relaxing your mind, you will be able to have clarity. You will be able to review things better. You will be able to understand what is it that I need to let go and what is it that I need to hold on to. And the only basic reason for this is that we give rest to our bodies. We sleep, don't we? But we don't give rest to our mind. Because our mind is working constantly. That's why we get dreams. That's why we dream, and that's why we wake up and sometimes we think, oh, am I still dreaming? Because our mind is at work. So it's important for us to quieten our mind. In the digital age, when we are constantly hooked on to Instagram and what are other apps, new apps that have come up, and all these Gen Zers and millennials, I see them that they're constantly addicted. They want that stimulation. Their brain wants stimulation. Now, when will you have creative ideas? When your brain is relaxed. When you're constantly stimulated by something, there is no scope for creativity to enter. Look at people who go for jogging or who go for their evening or morning walks. They have their headphones. It's cruelty to creativity. That's what I put it. Go on a walk without the headphones. Don't listen to music. Don't listen to podcasts. Just be with yourself. Be in that silence. Relaxation also comes when you are silent, when you are quiet, and when you are comfortable with that silence. Relaxation needs to be done in form of meditation. A lot of people, my clients especially, they come to me and they say, Neha, we can't do pranayam. We can't do meditation. We can't do dhyana exercise. I said, yeah, because you're scared. You don't know what is going to come up when you close your eyes. And maybe you're not ready to look at it or face it. So if you're not ready to look at it or face it, you're suppressing it. That is not relaxation. Your mind will never be relaxed. The second aspect is relaxation. So you need to train yourself, build some healthy habits of relaxing your mind. And then comes the third component, which is repair. Repair your mind. Again, repair work is a part of mental health. Now, what are you repairing? You're repairing your broken heart. You're repairing in form of coping with a new change that has happened in your life. You're shifted to a new city, to a new country, and you're repairing. You're repairing your nostalgia. You're repairing your fixed mindset of not changing, of not receiving more people. So you're repairing something. You're repairing a conflict. It doesn't need to be a conflict with someone else. It could be an inner conflict that you're having. So you're repairing that. So repair work needs attention. And that is also a part of mental health. Paying attention to these small, small things. I remember once I had put out a post on Instagram on compassion fatigue. Let's say I am such a helpful person that I love helping people. I'm always there for them. But now I'm bored. I'm just bored because my glass is about to become empty. I need to fill this glass. I need to repair this situation. I need to fill this gap. I need to fill this glass by giving some self-care, by taking out some me time, by going on a holiday. I need to fill the glass of compassion. So I am repairing myself in that situation. So far we have looked at three elements: review, relax, and repair. Now comes our last element for mental health, to attain mental health, and that is refresh. What do we do with our laptops? We refresh our laptops, we refresh our phone, we delete the data that we don't want, right? And once we do all of that, we also want to update. All the phones that you're using, the smartphones that you're using, you get a notification, don't you? Update your phone, new software launch, new this, new that, but update. Now, mental health doesn't only confine to solving a problem. Mental health also talks about upgrading yourself. Okay, up until now, I was not practicing having boundaries in my relationship, setting boundaries in my relationship. It's a new concept. A lot of people are talking about it. Let me join a call. Let me go and do a class. Let me understand what is this setting boundaries. What is this new concept of non-violent communication? Where is this coming from? Let me learn that thing. Or what is it called as distance healing? Let me learn something new. So when you are learning things that are going to be contributive to your mental health, you are investing in yourself. It may not be your second profession, but it will help you to deal with others better. So mental health can also be looked at from the perspective of upgrading yourself and sustaining your health. How you need to exercise every single day. You don't go to the gym only for 3 months and say, "Acha, chalo, abhi to weight reduce ho gaya. I am all sorted. I don't have to go to the gym again." No, your body will bloat. In no time, you will gain the weight. Same thing goes with mental health. Constant update, constant upgrade is the key for you to sustain, maintain, thrive as mental health. So I hope, Riddhi, I've answered your question, and I have also given out four tools, in fact.
Totally. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we have exceeded our time limit. So I just have last 2 minutes left. If anyone wants to ask a question, if it's a pressing question, I can take it. If not, then we can close the call.
Yeah, I just want to express my gratitude. Wonderful, wonderful. It's been such an enlightening, such an informative. I cannot praise it enough.
Oh, thank you.
Really appreciate this. And I'm so glad I attended. Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank you. Thank you so much for receiving.
Great learning experience.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
All right. So let's end the call. Thank you, everyone. Stay well, stay healthy, and keep updating your mental health. I'm signing off. Bye-bye.
Bye.